Very good morning to one and all. I am Dr. Vedla Padmavati, A.G. Patley Institute of Technology, Solapur. In this lecture series, we explore Engineering Mathematics 3. All these lectures are pertained to DBA 2 curriculum. In DBA 2 curriculum, according to DBA 2 curriculum, Engineering Mathematics 3 has 6 units. First unit is Laplace transform, second one inverse Laplace transform, third one Fourier transform, fourth one partial differential equations and their applications, fifth and sixth units are on functions of complex variables. Laplace transform explores different concepts right from conditions for existence to transforms of some special functions. Inverse Laplace transform explores inverse Laplace transforms of different elementary functions, convolution theorem, and applications to differential equations. In Fourier transform, we discuss some Fourier sine transform, Fourier cosine transform, Fourier sine and cosine integrals, and so on. In fourth unit, partial differential equations and their applications will be discussed. Fifth and sixth units explore on functions of complex variable in differential as well as in integral calculus. That means we discuss harmonic functions, some different mappings, residues, Cauchy's residues theorem, and so on in fifth and sixth units. There are 5 textbooks which are prescribed by DBA 2. They are Higher Engineering Mathematics by B.S. Grewal, by Krasing and by Dr. B.B. Singh. Then a textbook of Applied Mathematics by P.N. Vartikar. Again Higher Engineering Mathematics by H.K. Das. And 5 reference books are preferred. They include even Higher Engineering Mathematics by B.V. Ramana and so on. So you can refer any of these books. Now, first 3 units they are on transforms. First unit is Laplace transform. So let us see the grammatical meaning of Laplace transform. So what is the meaning of transformation? Transformation is nothing but a change. Transform means to change. So a process by which one expression, figure or function which is converted into another one of similar value is nothing but a transformation. If we understand this using one example of our day-to-day life, in our day-to-day life we prepare ice cubes from water by using refrigerator. So here refrigerator is a tool to transform water to ice cubes. So even though water is changing to ice cubes, basic chemical structure will not be disturbed. Here, to get ice cubes, water needs very low temperature, very less temperature. That will be provided using a refrigerator. So here refrigerator is a tool to transform water to ice cubes. In the same manner, to transform any one function to other function, we need one mathematical tool. So there are different such mathematical tools. They are called integral transforms. If we see one more our day-to-day example, whenever we watch our TV, we view some film in our TV, then the signal process behind that picture or that video is like this, that audio video signals, they are transformed or they are transmitted into air by TV signal towers in TV stations. Then at our homes, our dish antennas catch those electromagnetic signals and our set-top box convert those electromagnetic signals into audio video signals. Then we can view those films in our TVs. Now I have told there are different integral transforms which are nothing but mathematical tools to convert one function to other function. So here integral transforms are tools to convert any function f of t, function of t, to other new function f of s. So here in this conversion or in this transformation process, we need product of this function and some kernel k of ts. We need kernel to transform one function to other function. Here we change this function f of t to f of s using this procedure, using this definite integration. So here under suitable limits, we integrate product of function f of t and kernel of t of s with respect to t to get a new function f of s. There are different integral transforms available. Some integral transforms are displayed here. Those are Laplace transform, Fourier transform, Fourier sine transform, Fourier cosine transform, Hilbert transform, and so on. Here first 4 transforms are prescribed in our curriculum. So we are going to study Laplace transform and Fourier transform, Fourier sine transform and Fourier cosine transform in our curriculum. What are applications of this Laplace transform? If we see applications of Laplace transform, here one very important application is in differential equations. When we come across any complicated differential equations, that may be ordinary differential equation, may be partial differential equation, if we can't solve those typical differential equations using analytical methods, then we can solve those equations using Laplace transform. How means? Here first we convert or we apply Laplace transform to those differential equations and we convert those into algebraic equations in terms of s. Then we solve those algebraic equations, then we get some solution. Again by applying inverse Laplace transform, we will get original solution, original general solution. Now one more application already we have discussed, we can apply this in signal process. Then how means, if any time domain function can be changed, can be transformed to frequency domain function using these integral transforms. So what is the need of frequency domain? What is the need of time domain? If we think about any film song, when we listen any film song, here we don't listen only voice of the artist. So along with that vocal sound, there are so many musical instruments which are played as a background music. So any film song is a combination of vocal sound and also some sounds of musical instruments. That means that is a combination of different frequencies of different sounds of musical instruments. So overall we can imagine as a time domain function. If here frequency domain means, if you want to analyze all these signals separately, if you want to analyze how violin is being played or how drums are being played, then we have to analyze those signals separately. Then only we can get frequency of music of that violin or frequency of that drum sound and so on. So to get these frequencies separately, then we need frequency domain. So to convert any signal from time domain to frequency domain, we need Laplace transform. So Laplace transform is very useful, very important tool in analyzing signals in time domain or in frequency domain. So here, what is the definition of Laplace transform now? General definition we have seen, general definition of integral transform. So these integral transforms, formula of these integral transforms differ in kernels. I have told here, to get any integral transform, here we need product of some function and one kernel. So that kernel differs from transform to transform. Here, if we see definition of Laplace transform, here L of f of t equal to integral 0 to infinity e power minus st into f of t dt. Here e power minus st is the kernel and 0 and infinity are limits. Here Laplace transform of f of t is equal to f of s. This integral gives one expression in terms of s. That's why here L of f of t equal to f of s. Then f of t is equal to L inverse of f of s. F of t is nothing but inverse Laplace transform of f of s. F of s is Laplace transform of f of t. Here s is a parameter. It may be real or may be complex number. S may be real number or may be complex number. Now we can derive this formula using power series. Here a of x is a power series. A of x equal to summation n equal to 0 to infinity an x power n, where an belong to a real number set for all n belong to whole number set. Here we can expand this summation as a naught x power 0 plus a1 x power 1 plus a2 x power 2 so on. Here this summation is discrete summation because we are adding values of an x power n at x n equal to 0, at n equal to 1, at n equal to 2, at n equal to 3 so on. We are not considering all the decimal values which are existing between 0 and 1. That's why here this is called discrete summation. This is not continuous summation. But to get Laplace transform, we have to consider continuous summation from 0 to infinity. So to get that continuous summation, here we considered f of f as a continuous function. Here a is discrete function. Here we consider a continuous function f and we consider a continuous independent variable t. Here n is discrete independent variable. To get continuous summation, we consider one continuous independent variable t. Then we can define continuous summation as f of x equal to integral 0 to infinity f of t into x power t dt. F of t belong to real number set for all t belong to 0 to infinity. Now x power t can be written as e power natural log of x power t. Now again this can be written as f of t into e power t into natural log of x. Here natural log of x is taken as minus s here because whenever we integrate it and when we apply these limits, e power infinity gives infinity. So to avoid that, here we considered natural log of x equal to minus s. So e power minus infinity gives 0. Then we get some finite value when we evaluate this integral. Now when natural log of x equal to minus s, then x equal to e power minus s. So equation 1 can be written as f of e power minus s equal to f of s, which is integral 0 to infinity f of t into e power minus st dt. But f of s is nothing but Laplace transform of f of t. So we can write it as L of f of t equal to f of s, which is equal to integral 0 to infinity e power minus st f of t dt. In this video, we have discussed Laplace transform, different integral transforms and definition of Laplace transform, its applications and a derivation of basic formula of Laplace transform. In next video, we are going to discuss Laplace transforms of elementary functions and their proofs with some particular examples. Thank you.